Hi everyone, this is Kim from Mark from Write, Learn and Earn, and today we start off with our SEO for Authors 101. Let me take the glasses off because it's kind of glare. So if you're an author and you have never heard the term of SEO, you're at the right place. And if you've heard the term beforehand but it's kind of terrifying, you're still at the right place. Those of you who've heard it beforehand, we will carry on with something a little bit more in-depth in later series, but this is for brand new people to SEO. Now, what does it mean? SEO is search engine optimization. It's basically a fancy way of saying how do people find your website, and it is the things that you do inside your website to make it easier for people to find you. So let me give you an example. Imagine if you wanted to have a coffee date with a friend that you haven't seen in a really long time, and the person says, why don't you go over to my house on Saturday and we'll have a cup of coffee together and a slice of cake, and let's do it at 3:30. You say, great. Now, you don't get to hear from the person about what the address is and what the directions are. What are the chances that you are actually going to go on that appointment? And worst of all, sometimes when people say, let's get together for coffee, but they don't give you their telephone number, you actually have no way of knowing how to find that person. So SEO is basically those activities that allow you to find the person. Now, you're going to go on to this coffee date with your friend. They have now given you the address. What do? You typically, if you're living in the modern world, you would put that information into your phone and Google Maps would take you to where it's going to go, or GPS. And then you have this lady that says to you, at the traffic circle, turn left. At the second turn off, turn right. And these kinds of landmarks and directions that are going to get you to where you want to go. Now, the same is true for your website. You have to have a set of directions in the site that is going to guide people on how to find you. So when people are typing into Google, I'm looking for a fantasy author, or I'm looking for books on war, or I'm looking for books on how to get a better marriage, those are words, keywords that describe what it is that they're looking for. And those people would typically also enter that into Amazon. But today's series is going to be on SEO for your website. So what homework I have for you today is I want you to sit down and I want you to think of words that describe what it is you're doing. And maybe go to a couple of friends and say, if you were to type into Google these kinds of topics, what words would you use? Now, the kinds of words that I would use would be very different to the kinds of words my husband would use, or different to the words my daughter would use. So do get quite a few people to tell you what it is that they were looking for. And you can actually say to them, you know, I write books on whatever the topic is. What are things that you would want to find in that book, and what would you type into Google to find it? Now, once you've got those keywords, you are going to use that as basically a infrastructure on how to get to your website. It's going to be the words that people are going to recognize that is going to lead you up to where your destination is going to be. So keywords, and then once you have got them, next week we will continue a little bit more with search engine optimization, what it means for you as an author, how it can improve people getting to your website. And why do you want to have people get to your website? You want them to get there because you want to capture their email address, particularly if you've got a free magnet that helps you to grow your business. And you also want to point them to Amazon so that they can buy the books that you write. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you got a lot of value out of it. And then next week, we will continue with our Momentum Monday, our series on SEO, search engine optimization for authors. Have a fabulous day. Bye for now.